But bad guy. From a place where being soft can get you dropped on sight. But playing a role will get you killed for being brown, Mike. Determined to let his past be his past, like I'll make amends and begin to seek a new path, right? Humble to the core, that's when he found Christ. The Bible became a source for all sound advice. But you know the devil stay lurking, looking for ways to try to creep back in and leave you hurting. And we ain't perfect, so it's likely that we'll make mistakes. And sometimes if someone don't like it, you can't catch a break. And this is how we start to spread a hate. But not going to that person and just set them straight. And either gain them or you lose them, and it cuts all the confusion. But when it's taken too far, well, the ending it could be gruesome. Somebody don't like you, and so said they wanna fight you. Cause he or she said something about you that led to gossip being spread. Now they despise you. Somebody don't like you. Now so-and-so said they wanna fight you. Cause he or she said something about you that led to gossip being spread. Now they despise you. Yo, it started with a feeling just enough to get them reeling off emotion unprovoked. Maybe that stress just hit the ceiling. Sometimes when being strong for everyone can go wrong. When it's brought up for so long, you can't let go, you just hold on. And now we're in the place for being soft can get you dragged on sight. People play the role will get you killed for being brown, Mike. People who determined to let his past be his past, like all time in your life. The whispering can take you to a house full of friends. Has a problem with something that was said. A confrontation ensues off of false allegations. Accusations are true, it's too late in this situation. Now no one wants to move or help on this death that he's facing. A life taken, all stem from hatred that could have been avoided if in love it was sorted. Take a breath and think it through because our actions are important. Somebody don't like you, and so said they wanna fight you. Cause he or she said something about you that led to gossip being spread. Now they despise you. Somebody don't like you. Now so-and-so said they wanna fight you. Cause he or she said something about you that led to gossip being spread. Now they despise you. The tongue is a fire.
Yo, that's a dope song right there. That's my boy James right there. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me clearly?
Yep.
Sir. All right, man. This is Freestyle Sunday podcast. Of course, we fairly new. We be having technical difficulties, but if y'all can bear with us, like, share, and subscribe. Got me, brother Cortez Israel on my Facebook. Got brother Ben right there. Brother Ibar. Special guest today, Elijah Hall. I appreciate you, brother, for coming on. Number one, let me give a how I met this brother. I remember we of course it's my brother in Christ. We came into the same congregation together. Well, I didn't say we came in together, but we was in the same congregation together. I remember we had a feast of dedication, and I remember they were trying to get brothers up there to perform. And I remember this brother went up there and freestyle, man. I was like, dang, I don't see how he got the courage to do that. Yeah, he always been a talented brother, man. His music is good. He always been a stand-up brother. If you want to introduce yourself, go ahead.
What's going on, family? It's your boy Eli Vibes, but Elijah Hall, aka Eli Vibes. You know, I'm here with the brothers, man. Just chop it up, go through a couple topics. See what's good. I appreciate y'all for having me on here, man. Most definitely look forward to seeing what we dive into.
All right. Okay, so are you still doing the music thing right now? How's that going for you?
Man, that's my life, man. My mom said I came out the womb kicking my feet, you feel me, to a beat. So I ain't never gonna stop that, man. It's just about, finding which way I'm gonna go with it, man. I've been in and out so many different avenues, man, from gospel music to worldly music, to R&B, hip hop, truth music. It's so I'm still just trying to find my way and seeing exactly where I'm gonna, plant myself, man. Trying to actually find a medium, between the different mixes that I've been in, still glorify the Most High, but also be able to reach mass people, man, through different forms of music. So I'm still at it. It's just, I'm still cooking a little bit, trying to get the right recipe.
No doubt, no doubt. One thing about your style, bro, like, of course you have bars and you can sing. That's one thing that I always admired you for. But it's like you can tell you come from like a, I don't know, and I might be wrong, but like a church background where you probably used to sing, but at the
Mhm.
same time you kind of implement it with, you it's basically you trying to bring the truth into, what I'm saying, current day, hip hop to, bring people into the truth.
Absolutely. Most definitely was raised in the church, man. My family actually was uh, Muslim. So I
Mm.
grew up half Muslim, and my mom, my grandmother, they converted over to Christianity, and they raised me up in the church. So I started off a Baptist. So I still had that Muslim background and understanding when I went into the Christian church. But then when I went there, everything switched over. So I started to, study the Bible and get the understanding of the scriptures, things of that nature, just progress from there. But I never went back to Muslim. I just kind of stayed with the Bible foundation.
You working on anything currently new or anything you want to put out there as far as any projects?
I'm like I said, I'm cooking right now. I got it, man. I got music for days. I mean, I got stuff that I haven't even put out. Talking about hard drives full of music that I'm just filtering through, trying to see if it's relevant, man. Like I said, trying to filter through the things that's glorifying to the Most High and what's not, what I can reach the people with. So I'm just kind of, trial and error right now. But I got a lot of music, man. I'm actually working on a track, get to record tonight, man, just to get my feet back wet. It's been a minute since I've been on a mic, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to get back in that thing for sure.
Yeah, and what's interesting, I don't know if I got the timeline correct, but I would say about 2 years ago. So we've been looking at trying to be self-sufficient,
Mhm.
and kind of get our own land and kind of get away from this Babylonian system. We've been talking about
Absolutely.
we've been talking about that for years. Uh Specifically me, brother Ben and brother Ibar. So we had this plan, to eventually move to Africa. So we
Mhm.
finally did it, man. We picked up and we got up out of here. But I remember
Mm.
around that time, you had went to I think it was Texas. You had got
Mhm.
some. You was living on the land. Can you give us that experience and what made you do that, and how did that experience go for you?
Man, as you know, around that time, man, it's the beginning of that crazy COVID madness, man. So it kind of jump started everything because I was already fed up with the system anyway. Then seeing how things was going with COVID, me and my wife was like, man, it's time to get up out of here. We were sitting in a good spot during that time. We had a little bread on us, so we like, you know what? Why not? We just packed up, hit the road, man. We actually started in Oklahoma. So I had a brother down there. They had about 10 acres up in a tucked out somewhere. What I'm talking about, it was almost a life and death situation trying to get up to that dang land, man.
Mm.
So we went and checked that out, tried that out for a minute. Things ain't work out like we thought it would, but we stayed out there for about 2 months. Then we ended up traveling to Texas because we ended up getting another connection with another brother who had some land down there. So we ended up purchasing part of that and buying us a little tiny home, man. Thugging it out, boy. I mean, we actually started out on that land living in a tent, man. I'm talking about it was the worst weather I've ever experienced in my life, man. During that time in the tent, we almost went rolling down the road.
Dang.
And but me and the
You talking
wife
about in
just thugged it
Texas?
out. Yeah, man. They be having a lot of tornadoes and stuff down there, man.
Wow.
The spot we was at, we ended up getting like a real bad windstorm, man. And we was in a tent. I ended up building a platform and set the tent on top of the platform so we wouldn't be on the ground, mud and stuff. Man, all praise to the Most High. That thing ain't blew away, man. But we was in that thing, we was like going rolling out the road. I'm telling you, thugged it out for about a good 3 weeks in the tent. The Most High blessed us with the opportunity to buy a tiny home, so we ended up buying that. I had to build that thing up from the ground up, man. Like I said, we just thugged it out. We was out there trying to build with this particular family we was dealing with, just planting and just getting our feet wet with gardening and all that type of stuff, man. But that wasn't in the Most High plan either. So we ended up transitioning from that, trying to get back into the city where we can kind of restart, man. 'Cause we initially dipped out, like I said, because of the COVID situation and things of that nature. So that allowed me to kind of move fear a little bit more than just operating off of the spirit. You know, when you move like that, you end up making a lot of mistakes. You know, learning lessons, but still, you gotta go through that trial. Feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One thing I can say from us going through that whole experience, and I think you kind of went through that experience more than we, because I mean, of course, contrary to what people believe, Africa does have civilizations. You know what I'm saying? They think we probably just was out there living on the land, but no, you was actually living off the land. So that's a greater experience of faith in itself. But one thing, you know, you got to take a leap of faith. A lot of people don't understand that's a part of the ministry. But
Absolutely.
yeah, and I will say this is like when you come back from telling people you be excited, I'm about to do this, I got a new project. You come back, they look at it like it's a failure. And I try to explain to people like, listen, we congratulate our people when they go spend $500,000 to go to college to learn something, and then they come back home and they don't follow that same that same field. We still look at them like they successful. But you can go, you know, off the grid for 4 years, 2 years, 1 year. You probably learn more than anybody can ever teach you. And you ain't had to, you know what I'm saying? And we look down on that. But
that's a great point, bro.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah, I don't want to so basically recently, man, unfortunately, I know you've been dealing with some things, a lot of stuff going on in the media. Well, first off, let's play the video, Ben, to get everybody up to speed of what's going on. Like I said, y'all be patient. We just about to play this video.
Touch base on what you were just saying about that experience, man. You can't trade that for nothing. You can't go to school to get the experience that you get from these trials, tribulations.
Most definitely. Oh. So yeah, there we go.
Chilling smartphone video from a passerby who suddenly found herself in the middle of an officer-involved shooting along 8 Mile in Warren Monday afternoon.
Oh, he's got a gun.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Warren police say it all began with a marked patrol car trying to stop a 2020 Chevy Malibu around 8 Mile and Mound, only to have the Malibu take off eastbound, crashing into an uninvolved person's car, causing minor injuries to both people inside. That's when cops say a man and woman in the Chevy bailed and ran for it.
The suspect got out of the vehicle, ran back west here, went down this street, fired at the officer. The officer returned fire. It's clear that the suspect fired first at the officer. The officer did return fire.
Warren Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer says the Malibu was wanted in connection to a felony crime, but did not say why due to the investigation. Investigators say the suspect, a 29-year-old Detroit resident, has previous felony convictions and is currently awaiting trial in Wayne County for fleeing and eluding police along with carjacking.
It's almost daily now that we have these type of incidents that are happening not only in Detroit but in Warren and other suburban areas.
Including in Dearborn early Monday morning, where cops got 2 shooting suspects in custody after chaos broke loose on the edge of Dearborn and Detroit. The 2 men shocking an undercover Dearborn officer who was trying to recover a stolen car.
Without provocation, the officer was fired upon numerous times, most likely from a high-powered assault rifle. His vehicle was struck multiple times, and in this case, bullets bullets came within inches of hitting him.
Thankfully, the officer got away from that dangerous situation, but the risks are becoming more frequent.
It's never been more dangerous to be a police officer. I mean, we see these incidents increasing at an alarming rate.
It's tough out here. I mean, it gets worse every day. I mean, I've been on this job for many decades now and been involved and seen a lot of shootings and been to a lot of officers' funerals. Unfortunately, I'm not going to a funeral as a result of this incident that happened out here.
As for the Warren suspect, he was taken into custody. His arraignment is scheduled for tomorrow. The gun was recovered. As for the woman who was with them, police say she's in custody and being questioned. In Warren, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Okay. Just to get everybody up to speed, the brother Elijah Hall was a part of that situation. He wasn't the brother running from the police. Let's get that.
Yeah, no, I want my man.
Well, yeah, let me ask you, if you can give your experience from start to finish, what
real quick though, hold on 1 second before we go on, because we using videos, so I forgot to put the disclaimer out there, the fair use disclaimer. Right. Yeah. So that way we don't get flagged and they don't try to take nothing down for copyright written, certain stuff like that, Any video that we go on this channel is, we're using it for, learning purposes and things of that sort, educational purposes. It's fair use. All right. There's a fair use law that we can actually use these things under those pretenses. So that's what we're using these videos for. So, okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, no. Thanks, bro. That's wisdom right there. But I just wanted to ask Elijah, because I'm sure probably on that day, you was probably just coming and going. You ain't never think that was going to happen to you or whatever happened to you. If you can get us up to speed, what happened from before it happened all the way up into the end in that situation?
I was on my way to my mom's crib. I was getting ready to drop my son off at his grandmother's house. We just in the whip vibing, man. We was like 4 blocks away from our house, man. So we listening to my music, just kicking it, man. Next thing I know, I'm looking up, I'm seeing lights, and I'm going into a pole, bro. Like it was that damn fast. I know I tried to hit my brakes, but it was too late, man, because dude ended up like just coming right to my car, man. I initially thought the police had ran my man's car to me. Because how they be trying to stop people and stuff, man, when they hit him on the side or whatever. So I'm like, man, they done hit my man into my car, but I ain't know what the heck really happened. My dang head almost went through the windshield. And I had my seatbelt on, man. So it all happened so fast, bro. I'm grateful that I ain't, that was my last one with my son. Because I thought it was it. Everything slowed down. Man. All I know is we listening to the music, we vibing, kicking it. I look up, I see lights, I see my man's car, I hit my brake. That was it. Going to this pole. I just look at my son like that last little moment. And about to be it.
So let me get this straight. It was just you and your son in the car at the time?
It was just me and my older son, yep.
Okay.
And we hit that pole so hard, bro. I said, that's all the mercy and grace of the Most High, man. Because I thought that was it. I ain't never been in no crash like that, man. Let alone a crash in general. But the way we hit that pole, man, I just knew something, bro. I knew he was messed up. I was like, man, I didn't even know I was still here, bro. It happened so fast, man.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was just getting off of work and I stay over in the area. So me and my wife and kids, typically I get off work, go pick up the kids, and we was coming home. I'm driving up 8 Mile. I think that was about 8 Mile and Mile area. But yeah, and I'm seeing the car. We see all the police, and my wife like, okay, it looked like somebody got pulled over. I'm like, nah, that looked like a chase or something went on. And we seen the car smashed up against the pole. And I was like, dang, I'm looking like, yeah, that look like it's something serious, but until we actually seen the news and I seen you on there, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, man, after we hit the pole, all the airbags and just popped out. I'm just looking like, oh damn, I'm still alive. So I initially looked at my son like, hey, get out the car. You know, when you hit something that hard, all I'm thinking of this car about to blow up. Feel me? There's smoking everywhere. I didn't know what's about to pop off. So I had to bang my door open. Feel me? I didn't know at the time my dang left leg was numb. I had nerve damage at the time. So I tried to step out of the car. I immediately noticed I couldn't step on my left leg. So I thought that was broke. So I'm looking over, calling to the ground. That's when I'm hearing them shooting. My man, I saw them get out the car and running, but you know, everything was so blurry at the time. Well, I said my head almost went through the windshield. I'm just trying to get me and my son out the way. Feel me, doing whatever the hell he had going on. Once we get over there to the ground, that's when I seen them chasing my man, the cops running up on me. Hey, they was asking me something, man. I was just looking at them like, that's all I can remember is just looking at this cop, man, and he was talking. All I'm seeing is his lips moving. I'm laying here on the ground, thinking that I'm broken up. I didn't know what had happened at the moment, man. But all praise to the Most High. I wasn't broken up, man. I ain't had no broken bones, no broken ribs. My son wasn't broken up. You know what I mean? He had a couple of little bruises or whatever. So I'm grateful for that, bro. But I just knew something, bro. Real.
And keep in mind for the viewers, man, this brother almost lost his life. Not only did he almost lose his life, he almost lost his son. He was just minding his business. And imagine if you just coming home or you going somewhere, you're not expecting this to happen. So a lot of times your recollection, you never know what's going on, because I've seen a lot of things in the media that kind of upsetted me. And I know this brother, you know what I'm saying, me dealing with him personally, I know he's not that type of brother. But I just want to ask, because I know a lot of things in the media to address that. They were trying to say, oh, he's trying to make a come up like you just planned on getting hit that day. Matter of fact, let's get into the other video where they was trying to bring speculation and all that, because they were trying to make some false claims against.
Yeah, they was going in on the media, man. Like, this just another black family trying to get a check. He ain't have insurance, all type of, man, bro. When I say this situation really showed me the true hearts of people on a whole nother level, man. It's just like, one, I get where some people's coming from, because it is some cats out here to look for. But before the situation, bro, I'm working a good job. I'm making good money. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? My family tight. You know, I got insurance on my car. You know, I got medical insurance. So I wasn't really worried. But at the same time, it's like looking at what all these people saying about me and how I'm being thrown under the bus under the media. It was kind of getting to me for a minute, bro, because it's like you can't, no matter what I was saying, because of that video that I made initially, thinking that the cops that ran my car, and this cat trying to get a quick check. Man, it's like, man, ain't none of that trying to pop up. I don't care about none of that. One, I'm grateful to be alive. Two, I'm just trying to make sure that we taking care of a lot of things, even with having full coverage or having medical insurance. It don't cover, man. It don't cover a lot of that stuff that they had to do to me in the hospital. All them x-rays they ran and MRIs and scans and all this craziness, man. Like they literally did every scan that they probably had in the hospital. It's like, we're on police, nobody came to check up on them. They came asking me about, did I see the suspect? Did I see how she looked and all that? I'm like, bro, you not see me laying in this damn hospital bed? You not see that car that smashed up on that pole? I ain't worried about none of that.
So to bring everybody up to speed, so it's two situations going on in this incident. You got the police chasing the one brother, and then you got Eli, if I'm wrong, then correct me. He crashing into the pole as a result of that chase that was going on. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They tried to make light of that. They tried to make light of that chase. You feel me? Like, because it wasn't a high speed chase, but initially that situation wouldn't have happened. One, if y'all wasn't pursuing my man. Two, I could have been more aware if y'all would have had y'all sirens on.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing that they didn't talk about. And I know just because I already said the comment thinking the police ran into my car today, gonna try to discredit that. But it's like nobody around was stopping their cars during that time, which is showing that nobody's aware that you're pursuing an individual. he's running from you. If you look at the video of the dash cam, you see once my man's noticed the police was behind him, he took off. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get away. So it's like, why y'all ain't turning your sirens on to make the other people aware around you?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm driving on 8 miles, speed limit 45. I'm already over in the last lane, so I can't get over no more to get out of the way initially, unless I ride up on a pole and run into a building. I mean, ride up on the curb. So I'm already out the way, but without them having their sirens on and make me aware of anything, it's like at a split second, I'm looking up, seeing my man driving to my car. You know, so
Hey, you made a good point with that. When you said if they would have had their sirens on, because when you look at the video, that is true that a lot of people were still riding normal, like it wasn't nothing going on, like they just took off in the midst of it, and whatever else took place then happened.
yeah, nobody knew what was going on, bro. Like nobody was made aware that the police was in pursuit of the individual. You feel me? It just was like, I guess they was. I know they had their lights on for sure, because I do remember seeing the lights, but it's like the siren is what makes us aware. The siren is what we hear down the road, so that we looking already for you. We're trying to see where you're coming from. If I need to stop right now, or if I can just get out the way, hit a corner or something. But like I said, it happened so fast that
All right.
it was too late, man.
Let me ask you this: how do you think it affected your son?
I think, man, it messed him up for a minute. For the first week or so, man, he was like, he couldn't sleep.
Mm.
He was big, man. He kept replaying it in his head. He was in shock, man, like during the moment. Like I said, I'm grateful that he wasn't damaged like really bad. He just had some swelling in his legs, but he was messed up, man. He was real messed up.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to tell him to get down on the ground and get shot. That was his first time experiencing something like that, bro. Like, you know, not only did we just smash into a pole, but now we ducking from gunshots. We don't know where it's coming from. We don't know which direction they shooting. You feel me? You know, and he's seeing all these police cars, all these police cops around there. So he was messed up for a minute, man.
Mm. Praise the Most High, y'all made it through that.
That's for real, bro.
And let me say this real quick. Now, let's say if this was you know, I don't like to pull the race card, but whatever, it is what it is. If this was a white man and his son, an Asian man and his son, those people communities would have came together and they GoFundMe would have been through the roof right now. It'd have been over 200,000 easy. You get what I'm saying?
Through the roof, bro. It would have been through the roof. So,
and that's shame on myself because I'm about to donate too. So I want everybody to donate to this brother. If you could get a GoFundMe out there with Cash App or anything right now, we're gonna do it at the end too. But just give right now.
yeah, man, I got my GoFundMe set up. I dropped the link. I can't think of it off the top of my head, the name of it.
Yeah, put the link in there. And we'll
Yeah.
read it. I'll see it at the end too.
I dropped the link.
But yeah, man, they would have supported their people. Not only would they would have supported their people, Warren, matter of fact, before I even say that, let me ask you, did the city of Warren take care of y'all?
Man, they was ghosts, bro. Like I said, the only time I seen or heard from them was when I was laying in the hospital bed, still coming to my senses. And they was asking me about, did I see, you know, the lady that came out the car? And I just remember looking at them detectives like, man, I'm laying in the hospital bed, bro. Y'all coming and trying to make me a witness. Like it was that's what really upset me, bro. It just reminded me in general of what they think about us and how they don't care about being hurt. We don't care about smashing to the pole. You're not a real person anyway. Just tell us what you saw. It's like, what do you mean? What did I see? You feel me? Like I'm worried if my son is all right now. They carried me out in a stretcher. You feel me? So it's like that really upset me, bro. I wasn't even in the hospital for 30 minutes when they came and asked questions. Y'all more so worried about catching the individual. Y'all ain't worried about somebody who got hurt or injured in something that y'all was pursuing. whether it was high speed or what. Still, initially, y'all was chasing my man. So, you know, that really ain't sit right with me. But I guess it's common, right? For them to behave that way when it comes to us. You know, they really don't see us as individuals that's worthy of any type of support or concern. You know, it's just, hey man, you was just in the midst of it. It's just another Black person in a situation. You probably was at the wrong place at the wrong time. My bad, glad you alive.
Man, I was just talking. My bad.
No, go ahead, bro.
I was just talking about this at my job. It seemed like when these systems come to consequence you, they go by the rules, strictly by the rules. But when it comes time for you to get yours and benefit you, it's like they gotta bend it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
They gotta bend it, bro. They look first to discredit before they do the support. But they quick on trying to label us, man, make us seem like, you know, we just trying to get over on the system. Feel me? It's really no way around it for us, man. They gonna look at you like that regardless, unless you hold some extremely high position. You know, we all just trying to get over on the system. We all just trying to come up. Like, bro, y'all don't know my life. I work hard for everything that I have. Whole family I support. I bust my behind for it, man. I ain't out here trying to come up on nobody. So it's sad, man. This system ain't about us, bro. But that's something we already know.
Yeah, that's why we named this justice or injustice system. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, that'd be perfect because Elijah just went through the same thing. But hey, Ben, you there?
I'm right here. I just wanted to say this though before, because I know you want that video. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. You know, I suppose this happened around, you know, rush hour time, right? Like when everybody getting off work, things like that, right?
I think it was around like there's somewhere between like 1:30.
So it was in the daytime, right?
Yeah,
It's in the daytime where you got traffic out, you got people, you know, looking to just do things that they doing. So the thing is, what will possess, you know, officers, because I know they got protocol when it comes to a high-speed chase. You understand? So the thing is, what will possess them to not halt or execute or just end the chase? Why would they continue to chase and they see the guys trying to really like get away at all costs? And you got, at what cost are you willing to, you know, sacrifice people's safety? You know, next thing you know, an accident happened. Then the guy get out the car, he bussing, you know what I'm saying, or whatever going on. So the thing is, at what cost, being an officer, do you make the judgment call and say, hey, let's just stop this? When do you do that? When do you say, let's call off this chase? You know, because like you said, like Cortez said, you was just minding your business, you know, doing what you do, you know, living your life. And then next thing you know, bam, here you go with this situation. You know, so
that's true.
So being an officer, you know, that's the thing too. I wish we had some officers. If there's anybody out there who's in law enforcement, you know, answer that for us. Say something about that concerning that, because to me that seems as though they went against the protocol.
And I know that one of the protocols is if you like in a residential area, even though 8 Mile of Main Street, there was still a bunch of residents around. So that should have been handled different. You could have slowed down, backed up off the brother, call ahead, set up borders or whatever, direct him the way y'all want him to go, get him out of traffic, you know. But sometimes pride, you know, a lot of them be kind of prideful, though. Not to sound crazy or nothing, but you know, they kind of take their power out of hand.
I mean, when you look at the dash cam video, you do kind of see them pull back from one man's a little bit, but it's like initially, y'all seen dude pulling off from y'all. Y'all seen him stab on the pedal. So it's like, why didn't y'all just say, hey, just call him in, call Detroit, like, hey, we got his plate, you feel me? This is the car he in, and then let them take over from there.
Right.
You know, so like, I feel like it's a lot of things that they could have did better to avoid that crash, man. Also on my end too, like I said, with them not having their sirens on, it made it a little bit harder to to react a little fast to the situation, man. I'll take away from my man's dude named Willie, who out here doing this dirt, man. It's like stuff like that is what makes us look bad too, man. Got a brother out here carjacking you, trying to run, you know, for real consequences. Now you done, not one of your brothers, you feel me, is in the situation that he ain't supposed to be here because of you. Feel me? So it's two ways we look at this, man, to see what we need to improve in this world, man. How we need to really care for each other, man. It's getting bad. It's getting worse. It's getting worse out here. The lack of love for our neighbors, man.
Man, yeah, this type of stuff is going on. Detroit in particular is on fire right now. Of course, every major black city is on fire right now. Atlanta, I mean, we can go down the list, but specifically Detroit, I know personally is on fire right now. Hey, Ben, you can go ahead and play that video and we can get into it.
Okay.
Give me one moment, brother. I'm gonna grab something to drink. One moment.
Okay. Go ahead, you can play it.
He's got a gun! You've seen this video before. Suspect Willie Lee Allen running from Warren police and then firing shots at the police on Monday. You also saw this man, Elijah Hall, an innocent victim, but who told Fox 2 News that it was the Warren police that rammed Allen's car and then Allen's car hit Hall's car. Despite Warren Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer saying the cops didn't hit anybody.
That was not true. I watched him hit the side of his car and pushed him to me. And even in the pictures, you can see where they hit his side of the car and where his car was sandwiched into mine.
But the video of the actual accident tells the whole story.
You'll see the vehicle on the far right is the suspect's vehicle.
That's Allen's vehicle.
Allen's vehicle, correct.
Okay. Looks like he's going
You'll
very
see it's
slow.
moderate speeds.
Yeah.
You'll see now the officers in the vehicle.
He's going real slow.
Put their overheads on in just a moment here. And the reaction after the overheads go on is what you're going to see now.
He's taking off.
He's taking off.
Whoa.
Because he knows the police are after him.
Ooh.
So now he's going to make the turn and go east on 8 Mile Road. East on 8 Mile Road. You'll watch it on the far right now. Far right now. Here's the hit.
Oh.
Boom. So the suspect's car hits this innocent person. We stop.
Obviously, Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer, very upset. Your police car never touched Allen or the victim.
That's correct. That's correct. I mean, it was a moderate pursuit, short pursuit. The suspect's vehicle hit the innocent vehicle, not us. We never ever hit it. We don't allow ramming. It's against our policy. So when that report went out last night, it was very disappointing that they pointed that we rammed the car, and we did not ram the car, as you could see on the video. So we may be going after him now.
In Warren, Charlie Langton, Fox 2 News.
Well, ready to crucify me for that one, boy.
What did he mean when he said we're ready to go after him now?
I don't know what he meant. I wasn't worried about that, though. I was already lawyered up. So I was lawyered up in the hospital. But boy, they was ready to crucify me for that video, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to play
him?
that. Yeah, that's why I wanted to play that to give you a let people know, you know, what happened. And like I said again, the brother was in a fearful situation, and his recollection, you know, if we all was going through that, who knows what we would have said. I mean, me personally, just looking at it a couple times, I would have said, I could have said the same thing, actually, because the car just pulled up. And, you know, it could have been the police or him that would have been able to hit you in that situation. Well, of course, we see that it was the guy that hit you, but still, it seemed like they just turned in that situation and you was coming up. So you can definitely, it could be one of the two from your recollection when you're dealing with a situation like that.
All I remember seeing, bro, was the lights, my man's car, and me going into that pole. That was it. So I initially thought that the police was directly on the side of him and they hit my man's car. When I looked at the pictures, from like the news reports and stuff like that, I seen dude had a dent on his side of the car. So I'm like, see, they hit my man on the side of his car and jammed him into mine. So this is what I was putting together in my head, you feel me, while I was seeing everything. So I'm like, man, they sandwiched my man to me. I was 100% sure during that time, you feel me? But I also said my head almost went through the windshield, man. So things was like, blurry. So the last thing that I saw was what I believed at that time until I saw that video.
No doubt, no doubt, man.
And when you look at the video, you can see I was trying to hit my brakes. I was already on my brakes when I came into the frame of the video, but it was too late. My man's, it looked like from how I think he hit me from the video, he hit his brakes as well because he was probably trying to hit that little quick turn to get out the way. You feel me? So I guess I was like right in his way from him making that escape turn. You know, he wasn't paying no attention to me. That's how he ended up smashing into my car.
Okay, yeah, because man, I seen that, and that's the first thing that I said. I mean, he could have anybody could have said they thought they seen this and this would happen. Because one thing you did say, you came out and you admitted that you were wrong. I heard him say that. He admitted that he was wrong. But I wanted to get into a couple of these comments, man, that really threw me back. And I ain't even get the worst comments. I just got these little couple comments, 3 comments. Let you address them. And and I'm calling out their names too, even though it's probably fake profiles or whatever they got going on, because these people said some racist things too. This is from Portia Guy. And these are comments that's on a video that was just played. This is Portia Guy. He said he knew he could not get a check from another brother. This is another one. It say Marcy Horn Hunter. I love how they run from the police because they're innocent. Well, okay, that was addressing the one brother. This is another one. Monday quarterback. Dude thought he was looking at a come up, not a lockup. So by those comments, you can see that you as a victim and the other guy as a suspect, they really didn't see a difference in y'all.
They didn't see a difference at all, bro, all because it was 2 brothers. You feel me? One running from the police and one trying to come up. You feel me? It's like it goes to show the negative image that they have, but regardless of where you at, these people don't know me from a can of paint, bro. You feel me? I was born and raised in the city, man. I've been through the gutter, but I ain't in there right now. You feel me? I'm traveling through the jungle, trying to get to it. You feel me? So seeing those comments, some of them did put me on tip a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you up, man, because I'm just looking like, man, this is really sad, man, how the world can be so ridiculously evil just for no reason. You know, it's just like, man, y'all really out here thinking this type of stuff about people, man, that you don't know, and then will project that type of image through your comments about an individual who you don't know. Like I said, it just goes to show how much we need change in the world, man, in our minds and spirit. I had to stop looking at that stuff, bro, because it was starting to really stress me out. It was stressing me out, bro. I just stopped watching the videos, started looking at the comments, because I was following it for the first couple of days. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm just gonna focus on my healing, bro. Focus on my son healing. I ain't about to be paying attention to God.
Man, I want to thank you once again, man. I appreciate you coming on here, because watching that probably could have brought up that same emotions and things that you was going through at that time. But I just wanted to give you a chance to address the public, man, on these people who, trying to put you in this box over here or that box. You know what I'm saying? This is a brother that probably could have been the brother that was still in the car and running from the police. But he actually somebody that take care of his family. It was just minding his business and went into an unfortunate situation like this. And he had to deal with the public scrutiny of people that don't even know him from a hole in the wall. You know what I'm saying? Just because brothers share the same complexion doesn't mean we share the same, mindset.
Facts. Facts. But like I said, that's just the way that the system has pushed that programming out on the people, man. You know, they continuously think these negative things about us, man, regardless of what we do, regardless of how we live. And they don't know us, they don't know our lives, man, but they know our complexion. You know, and just because of our complexion and the programming that the world has supported to us, they automatically think these negative things, man. But at the end of the day, ain't nothing they could do to really stop us from growing, stop us from thriving. Remember, they try so hard, man. Like I said, that's why I just stopped looking at it, bro. And yeah, watching that video kind of brought it back up again, but I'm going through that every day. So, you know, I just thank the Most High. I'm still alive. Thank the Most High. My son's still alive. It was a learning experience. It also helped me grow in many different areas with my relationship with the Most High and seeing how it's different things that we just need to focus on in the world, man. Family and just growing and kindness and love, man, for our neighbors is one of them. Seeing how they were making those comments, man, just really picked my spirit, but it also, you know, elevated me in my want to love my neighbor better, you know, not to have any type of negative thoughts or comments about people in my life or people around me better, you know. So it takes one, man. We start with us, man. You know, so if I start loving people better and, you know, saying more positive things about people, there's just another person in the world that's pushing that out there.
Of course. I got a question. Did you have what was the after effect, or did you have support from the community? Like, have a lot of people been supporting you, supporting the GoFundMe and all that?
I've had support for the GoFundMe for like the first week. But you know, with those other videos coming out, then with people saying that he's just trying to come up and all this stuff like that, I stopped getting support. But you know, I done been through things in my life where you gotta make it regardless of what you get, whether you get support or not, and I'm gonna get up and make it do what it do. Feel me? I know that the Most High is ultimately my support. Hold on, brother. Video.
For sure.
Go back in the playroom, baby. I'll be here.
That's a little baby.
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep mine quiet in the next room, and that's why I be putting you on mute. I'll be yelling when I'm on mute.
Hey, I'm surprised, but like I said, y'all caught me at a good time, because man, they be running through this thing screaming at the top of their lungs, man.
I already know.
So I'm grateful they being quiet and let me, you know, have this time with y'all. Boy.
Yeah, man. Another thing I wanted to say, man, I'm East Side Detroit, was born and raised, and I moved out here to the you know, suburban areas. So I'm fully aware of Warren, Michigan. Warren is like man, you go to Warren, they say, hey man, you put the you put the guns up, the drugs up, you put whatever up. You ain't gotta be having nothing. Your license better be right. You gotta have, you know what I'm saying? Warren is one of them places that, you know, the police department is very known for being racist and very stalkish when you riding through there. You know what I'm saying? I was actually coming from Walmart about a couple weeks ago, man. They literally followed me from what was that? I think that was Van Dyke all the way down to the Quinder, man. And I turned, they turned. I moved, they moved. They was on my heels, man. So Warren, yeah, I got a yeah, I got a lot of history with the Warren. Hey, y'all brothers know y'all got any situations y'all had with Warren, man? Or anything y'all heard about Warren police?
Yeah. Sure. You know me, I'm over there at Chrysler right there off Mac. So I take Shiner down to the house. I stay in Warren too, actually, Elijah. I'm right there on 9 Mile or whatever.
Okay.
So when I'm getting the 8 Mile and Shiner crossing over, they sitting right on the side of the laundromat. As soon as I ride past them, they coming right out behind me. They'll follow me all the way home to my street. They see I'm going down this street, they turn it down the street. They see I'm actually going somewhere, they want to try and cut off like they was going elsewhere. But we already know what they do, man. Let them sit and wait. But hey, that's biblical. So that's what they do.
They be looking for something, man. Looking for the opportunity to catch a brother slipping.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah, well, that's why we got to be wise at the same time, not giving them no reason to mess with us. You know, our people like to ride, what they say, smoking the loud, you know, reeking out the windows. So they give them excuses. So we got to be smart at the same time. Don't, like, if you're gonna do that at home and go about your business, man. Don't put your life in nobody else's hands, should I say?
Right. All they need is one reason, man.
Yeah.
All they need is one reason, bro.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people, hey, just to be real quick, a lot of people don't even know that the hospital over one. I don't know if y'all know about St. John Ascension, man. I ain't know about that hospital until I got up in that mud, but man, some racist folks up in there, bro.
St.
I'm
John.
talking-
Where that one at on Moros? That's the one on Moros?
That's the one on 12 Mile and
12 Mile, okay.
it's on 12 Mile or something, man. But bro, I had the worst experience I ever had in my life in hospital. Literally. I mean, they was in there laughing, making jokes, but they gave me a the urinal because I couldn't walk in there. Man, I promise you, I think they purposely cut a hole in that thing, man. They gave me a urinal. I ended up having urine all over myself, man. They just laughed. I tell the lady like, "Hey, it's a hole in here," and she busts out laughing. I'm looking at this nurse like,
Hold on,
"It's
hold on.
funny."
Let me be clear. Okay, so this is after the situation when you went to the hospital that they were laughing after you went through that whole life-threatening situation.
Bro, she was laughing at me, bro. Laughing at me, making light of everything. It's just like, I'm in here in pain. I don't take pharmaceuticals, ever taken pharmaceuticals in 9 years now. So it's like, y'all ain't got nothing for me to ease my pain. I got to sit here and just muscle through the pain. I'm struggling. Feel me? Because I'm an herbalist, so I don't take no over the counter, man. So it's like, y'all ain't got nothing for me. I'm sitting here. Just got to deal with my headaches. I got to deal with the pain in my leg. I got to deal with all this. On top of that, y'all making light of my situation. Y'all laughing. It was horrible, bro. The Most High did bless me though with a nurse who kind of was like my angel in there, bro. She oversaw me. She took care of me until she had to leave that shift. But when she left, boy, it was back to the craziness. For real.
A lot of times, not to cut you off, my bad, but a lot of times they do stuff like that because all them be in cahoots with each other, the laws as well as the hospitals and all that stuff. So 9 times out of 10, your story got back to them, and they're like, "Oh no, my people can't do that, nothing bad like that." So now they make a mockery of you, like in the comments. "Oh, he just trying to hit a lick real quick on the laws or whatever."
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, righteous judgment goes both ways. Just because you the law don't mean you can't do wrong. So, it's just all about righteous judgment, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
This system ain't about that. They ain't about no righteous judgment, bro.
Yeah, I already know. Trust me, I got a few scriptures waiting when that time comes.
Hey, you know what? And it's interesting that this situation that we going into this week, because you got this whole propaganda. I don't want to say propaganda because I haven't really looked into it myself personally, but I have seen it. This officer in Memphis, I guess it was, I think 5 or 6 officers that eventually end up causing the death of another brother. Because I want to say that this is police is not it is a racist thing, don't get me wrong, but police is a state of mind, man. You can have a black brother that's a police officer. They still have to take that state of mind of, what that system was started off of. And we already know what it was started off of. It was meant to oppress us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Police was initially started by hunting down slaves, man.
Slave catchers.
Yep.
You're absolutely right.
So imagine you a brother and you got the job to do that. Like, how do you keep your same morals and culture? And your job is to basically oppress the same people that, you come from them same communities.
It's a hard job to have as a brother, for sure, man.
Yeah.
The origins of it has nothing to do with us. It has all about pressing us, all about catching us, returning us back to slave masters, killing us, all type of stuff, man. It's wild. You ain't even had to do nothing to be a police officer back then. All you had to do was be willing to go catch a slave. It's crazy, bro.
You're right. You're right. That's why they sit at them borders, like I say, when I get to 8 Mile and Shaner, they right there at them borders waiting for a slave to come out them slave quarters.
Waiting for you. That's crazy.
Waiting for you to come out them quarters where the Jews resign. But man, hey, that's crazy though, man.
Yeah, I wanted to get into a couple scriptures, man. Let me read two scriptures and I'm gonna let y'all brothers rock. So this is Deuteronomy 32 and 21. Uh regarding to this situation, you know, it say they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. So this is the Most High. You know, of course, we are a biblical based podcast, so we always bring things back around to biblical scriptures. So this is the Most High speaking of Israel. You say they have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. So the children of Israel will be in captivity and they will be under a people that the Most High is calling right now not a people. Why did he call them not a people? Because of their laws, their system. They call it the judicial system, but of course they're not going by the Judea laws. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. America is foolish, man. In this situation, this brother should already, he shouldn't even have to worry about the next couple years of his life because he went through an unfortunate situation that wasn't his fault. So they should already have something set up like they would have set up for their people, which is why we can't get mad in a sense because we're not their people. They're a foolish nation, you know what I'm saying? And they're meant to oppress us. But let me get this other scripture. This is Zechariah 11 and 5. Say, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Because guess what? Our shepherds, they don't care. What black leaders then reached out to this brother? What black leaders step in front of real situations that ain't propagandized in the media? You know, they probably don't even know about this situation. But yeah, that's it. That's it for me. That's a couple.
Back though, bro. Back. Go to show why as a people we gotta unite more and have support for each other in these type of situations.
Yeah, man. That's I know brother Ben, did you want to bring something out? I know brother Mike wanted to address a couple scriptures and so.
No, you can y'all can go ahead, but you know, my testimony is just like everybody else, man. You know, I done drove through Warren, I done been followed, you know, all that. Probably got flicked in Warren a couple times, you know. So I mean, but yeah.
Hey, I'm a witness to this brother. My mama came and got him out of jail. He was coming from work. The brother was leaving work and got flicked. They took his vehicle and everything.
Wow.
Still ain't got that vehicle back.
Hey, and to the people that's international who hear the word flick, man, that's like you like a fly. You just flying in the air, minding your business, and you just get flicked out the air.
Just got flicked.
Hey, ain't that what happens to us? We get flicked right off the road.
Yeah.
Flick, real
Yeah,
quick,
excuse my Detroit vernacular, you know. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's real talk.
Real, man.
Yeah, that's
It's
real
sad
talk.
we gotta be on a swivel like that with these folk, man. They be out here trying to grab people that's be coming from work and out here trying to take care of business, but you got my mans over here that's plotting with somebody or about to do some real damage. And y'all ain't even worried about that, man.
Do y'all know that brother on bond right now? Out right now on bond?
For real?
No, I literally just seen it earlier. This was either
Wow.
earlier today or yesterday.
Yeah, oh, my man's at the accident.
Yeah, the one who the vehicle that hit you, that brother, he out on bond right now.
Again, see, that's the
Wow.
this is something, and I'm glad you said that, bro. I strongly believe that right now there's a plot to continuously allow these people that's doing real damage to be on the streets, bro. They want them to continue it, man. Because one, we already see how they buying up the block. We already see how they changing the hood. You know, they doing all these different things. They want us to be out here wreaking havoc, bro. So they allowing these cats that just got, you know, you just broke into somebody's house and killed somebody. What you doing out on the streets on bond? You feel me? You just raped somebody's daughter. What you doing on the streets on bond, bro? It's like I'm not understanding the system in Detroit right now, bro. Just like, you know, my niece situation, man. They just let this dude out on bond. I mean, they ain't let him on bond, they let him on parole. And you admitted to put my niece in a dumpster. I just don't get the system, bro. I don't get what they doing, what they trying to do outside of continuously allow the community to go down. Continuously allow us
I
to
forgot all
seek
about
each
that.
other. Yeah, bro.
Forgot about that situation. Your niece, she was from East Point, right?
Yeah. That's the
Her
whole
name,
reason why I'm in Detroit. I wouldn't even be down here, man.
and her name was Zion.
And you
What was
know,
her name? Zion what?
Zion Foster.
And they end up finding a dude who they had a significant amount of evidence.
Mm-hmm. Well, he ended up confessing, man. He's a family member of my family, you know, through one of my aunties. You know, he ain't really affiliated with the family like that. He was doing his own thing. We didn't even know that him and Zion knew each other. But he ended up confessing that he put her in the dumpster, so they took him in, and he lied to the police about it initially. He lied, say he ain't seen her and all this stuff. But then you confess to it. One, you only give him 2 years in general, but then y'all let him out. It's like, I just don't understand the system, bro. It's like they're like, okay, all right, man, go back out there and do it to somebody else for it. Go ahead. You know, we want y'all to do this to each other anyway. We want y'all to kill each other off. You know, that make our job easy. You know, man, the system is disgusting, bro. It's disgusting, man. But it's on us too, man. It's on us. We gotta do better as a community to make sure that we hold people accountable for these type of things, man. There's too much stuff going around, man, that our brothers ain't saying nothing about. Like, you know, your homeboy over here crooked as all get out, and you be cool with it. You ain't trying to hold them accountable to a sin. You know, you ain't stepping up to bring an end to this stuff, man. And then it just continues to trickle down. You know, next thing you know, it get close to home. It's one of our people now. It's your sister. It's my brother. It's somebody close, man. Now we want to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you know, that's timely too. That's timely because you know what the next week podcast is on? It's called Black Culture is Genocide.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into all that. We gotta hold ourselves accountable first. It starts within the home. You know what I'm saying?
and that's the main ingredient. That's the main ingredient though, man, because the thing is, you know, we spend a lot of time looking outside ourselves and then looking at the system that was set in place. Well, the system was never set in place to, you know, to benefit us. So, you know, we pointing and looking at a system that wasn't set up to benefit us to actually benefit us. You know, so the thing is, the main ingredient is we gotta fix home. We gotta fix each other. We gotta actually be the police to our own people. You know what I'm saying? And that comes with, and see now, you know, that brings in the scriptures when, you know, remember the Most High back in Moses' time was telling Moses to go tell Pharaoh, hey, let my people go so they can come serve me, right? Because the Most High wanted to set us up and govern us by his law, by his standard. We were being governed by the Egyptians, you know, and the same thing in spiritual Egypt in America, we being governed by the spiritual Egyptians once again. And the Most High calling us up out of that. So it's time for us really, you know, to start looking at ourselves and saying, hey, let's put Christ over us. Let's put Christ over us. Let's look at the laws of the Most High, and let's actually govern ourselves that way. And let's get away from and if we was to do that, if we were to do that, now we got a mechanism in place that we will be judged by before we can be judged by the laws set up by these, you know, the foolish nation. You know?
God.
Crazy law system, bro.
Man, you remember, I believe, like, if y'all, you know, they put a lot of stuff in these movies, man. I was into them Purge movies. The last two, especially the last one, was real prophetic. But the one before that, they were actually allowing these crimes to go on. They actually was offering our people, because it was in the low impoverished communities, that they would do the purge in, and they was offering our people to just stay there and not leave. And they was going to have, I believe it was 12 hours of any crime you can commit, and 911 wouldn't be answered. and they would just allow all these things to happen. And you know, we see in Chicago, they're starting to be a lot lenient on the laws now in crime and all that. So I believe that's going to spread through America, and they're eventually going to let a lot of people out of these prisons and jails. And they're going to allow havoc on the community. They're going to allow us to create the problem so they can bring in the solution.
Absolutely. And you know what they solution?
You know, they've been, you know, with the, and I know I can't say the name, so with the Tony Roney or the Tony Rone, you know, that started in what 2019, and then it made its way across the world. You know, with that campaign, that's when they began to like release a lot of prisoners and say, hey, because we got this situation happening in the prison, we're gonna have to let go of so many people, so many individuals, you know, and they was letting out, they wasn't letting out the ones with the slaps on the, you know, the little slap on the wrist crimes. It was letting out criminals, straight criminals, you know what I mean? And now you got Illinois, who set up that law that was supposed to go in effect January 1st, 2023. You got them, but they was just saying that it was them. I didn't know that it was all these other states too.
Yep. Ohio
Not just Illinois.
Yeah, it's a few of them.
Right, so you got all of these situations going on. That's what, I mean, come on now. That's what we seeing. Like with the guy that's out on bond. That's one of those type of situations there. That's what we seeing. You know, and it ain't like you said, bro, because you said, Elijah, when we first got in here, you said it ain't gonna do nothing but get worse. It's just getting worse. And that's the truth. It's getting worse.
It's the lack, bro. It's the lack of love, man. Everything comes back down to that love, man. Like Christ said, man, when they asked him what was the greatest commandment, he told them, love the Most High first, love your mind, soul, and spirit, but also love your neighbor as yourself, man. If you just do those two things, man, and all this stuff that we're going through would be obsolete. If I just love my brother right here next to me with genuine love, man, I care for his body, I care for his mind, I care for what he's going through, and then he reciprocate that to the next person, that's reciprocated, you know, continuously. It wouldn't be none of this craziness, man, but everything that's going on is just showing where the hearts of the people are. And we don't really want to love like that, man. You know, love has become a thing of the past now. Unless it's for yourself, unless it's for your gain and the things that you want, like it tells us in the scriptures too. I was gonna be in this time, and hearts was gonna wax cold. Lovers of themselves, man. People ain't gonna be caring about nobody like that. You know, more so about you and your preservation. You know, how I can preserve what I had, regardless if my brother is in need over there, man. Hey, look, bro, I know I got 5 gallons of water right here. You ain't got none, but hey, I'm gonna need these 5 gallons. So it boils down to that love, bro.
Yeah, love is the manifestation of the law. And a lot of people get it confused with Christ and Moses because Christ talked about love a lot, a lot more than Moses. But the thing about Christ, he was simplifying the law to us. He said, you ain't got to worry about all that right now. Just focus on, you know, these two things. You know what I'm saying? Because really, you know, if you look at those 10 commandments, that would solve every issue or ill we have in our communities. How many people do we know committing adultery and that's starting trouble? How many people we know is coveting and looking at somebody else's car? Oh, I need that. Well, I need them shoes. How many people we know, you know what I'm saying? All these different gods being served on every corner or in buildings on every corner in our neighborhoods. So those 10, you know, that simplifies everything. But you're right, that love would solve a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know what's sad though. In our community, our people been so destroyed, they don't even know what love is. They look at it as hate. Oh, you hate me. You know, all you really trying to do is help a brother get back on track or a sister.
Real.
So these days, love is taboo, just like a masculine man.
You ain't lying, brother. It sure is, man. They look at love as hate, man. It's like what's the script? It talks about they call the holy things profane and the profane things holy. The reversal, man, that's taking place in the earth. I can't be common and show love to my brother. One, he'll think I'm gay, or he's gonna think that I'm plotting on him. It's like, bro, I need to come and be showing myself to intentionally rob you or do some harm to you for you to think that it's good. But that's where we at in the world, man. They don't accept you unless you're ready to do something crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's right. Because if we gonna build a nation, or more so restore a nation, we have to come to the round table about, the standards, which is how it has to be laws. A lot of people be like, man, but we ain't got to talk about, you ain't got to worry about what gods you serve. Yes, you do, because guess what? All our people today, which is Sunday, right? How many tithes and offerings been given today? All that could have went into the community to help the people that's suffering. You get what I'm saying? So if you serving this other God, you have a different objective or agenda than, the Most High has for us.
It's a fact. Bro. Most High system, man, was so beautiful, bro. He set that thing up for us to prosper, man. I think I want everybody to understand, bro. One day we're gonna get there, man. I try to stay optimistic, and continuously believe in our people, man. Continuously believe that, there's always a remnant of people. It's like y'all brothers here, man. It's always a remnant. There's always a few. And I keep my mind on the few, bro. I keep my mind on those who do love. I keep my mind on those who is out here taking care of their business, man. Treating their wives right, raising their families, man, doing good. Because if you think about the negative stuff in this world, bro, you just gonna trickle down, man, down continuously. And I had my moments, man. I had my moments where I get caught up on all the craziness that's going on in the world, man. I appreciate y'all having me on this podcast, man, because it's also a reminder that, hey, we're still out here. No matter what's going on, man, there's always a remnant of those who's trying to continue to shine this light. Regardless if we continuously, go down, people still gonna be some that's gonna say, hey, I'm gonna follow the Most High. I'm gonna shine this light. We gotta focus on that. Try to build from that.
No doubt, man. We trying to be out here working. Broad is the way, man, to lead to destruction. We just trying to be the few, you know what I'm saying? We got love for everybody. We all love each other, but we understand it's only gonna be a few. And man, we understand that this place is gonna eventually, go up in flames. So right now we working, we doing the groundwork, and we trying to create places, we can come as communities, whether they got to be outside of the city or outside of America. We creating situations, putting our money in to one day have safe places for our people, man. We all gonna link in, lock in. Yep. Hey, Mike, you want to get into your scriptures and get into the thing you was gonna read?
Yeah, I got a few scriptures. Yeah. The first scripture I'm going to is Isaiah 10. I'm gonna read verse 1 and 2. It's just basically touching on how we was just talking about. They make these decrees, basically unrighteous decrees, where, like how we was saying with the brother who sent you through your situation, Eli. This brother out on bond right now. That's an unrighteous decree. Or about the other brother when you was just talking about your niece or whoever was in the garbage.
Yeah,
whatever that situation was, that's an unrighteous decree. So I'm going to just get a scripture on that right quick. This is Isaiah 10, 1 and 2. Verse 1, it say, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And that's what they doing. Like, this stuff is wicked that they prescribing out here, making it hard for those of us who really trying to change our lives. Like, we all been on the dark side, but we trying to change our lives. And just because we've been on that dark side, they still look at us like we all the same. Like they said in the comments, like we all not the same. Like we've been there, done it. Now we trying to be righteous now. Verse 2, it say, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. The windows may be their prey. and that they may rob the fatherless. And we see this every day in our communities. These people come in our communities, they quote unquote supposed to protect and serve, but instead they destroying and whatever else they do. And this not down in all of those all officers, because there's some good ones too that actually really try and go and do their jobs. But when you take up a certain what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, when you apply for a certain job, it's a certain way you got to work that job, regardless of how righteous you try and be. And when you being a police, like sometimes you just in a bad situation, and that's what's going on a lot of these days. You got good cops, bad cops, just like you got good guys, bad guys. We can't, and this is what I want to say too. We can't look at them all the same either. Like I don't want to just put this image out like all police is bad. I'm not doing that. But there's a lot of bad decrees out here that's putting these unrighteous people back in our communities that need to be judged. But that goes back to what y'all said earlier too. Well, we need to govern our own community. We don't need no another nation to come do that. We could do that ourselves. We got a bunch of righteous brothers around us. We can go out here and do it. I remember back in the late 80s, early 90s, my uncle used to do neighborhood watch. Y'all remember neighborhood watch? A couple of old school OGs get in their vehicles, they get their burners and go around and protect the neighborhoods. We don't have that no more. Now you have what they call trap houses now. If we still had that, what was going on back then, you wouldn't have no trap houses. You go across 8 Mile, they most definitely ain't got no trap houses. Why? Because they govern their own communities. That's what we need to focus on, govern our own communities, building up this nation righteously. We don't need nobody else coming in telling us how to operate, especially when they can't relate to the way that we live. Trust me, and this is my own testimony. I done been through a lot dealing with these laws. I was 15 years old facing life in prison for something I ain't even do. From the time I was 15, 16 years old, all the way till I was almost 40 years old. This is the first time I've been free from the system since then. So trust me, I got a lot to tell people when it comes to this. Not saying I was always, quote unquote, a goody good or whatever, because I put myself in a lot of situations too. But it been times like I was at work, me and my brother. Yeah, we had warrants. We did have warrants. I ain't gonna deny that. But the way the police handled that situation was so unrighteousness. I'm at work. They come in, we already handcuffed me and my brother. But the sergeant or lieutenant or whoever he was, he wanted to be Mighty Mouse, quote unquote. Because I wouldn't look at the wall, what'd he do? He punched me in the jaw. Just because I wouldn't look at the wall. Now, y'all know if I wasn't handcuffed, it would have been different, but that's another story. But the point is, we got good cops, bad cops. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole story that I'm making up. That right there was an unrighteous cop. It wasn't no need for that. Now, if I would have reacted, they would have probably beat the brakes off me, knowing that that brother was wrong. So we just got to learn how to govern our own communities and not worry about nobody else coming in and doing it. And to that brother that stirred up this little situation with you, that brother need to be judged righteously, because he shouldn't have put you as well as the surrounding people in danger like that. You knew you was out there doing what you doing. A man told me when I was in juvenile, one of the security guards, whatever you call it, he told me when we was in juvenile, I don't know why people be crying. You made the bed, lay in it.
Right.
Brother, you made that bed, lay in it. Don't put nobody else in danger.
Yeah.
So I got one more scripture. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. I'm gonna read 10 and 11. Verse 10, it say, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widows, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the ages. And that goes on in our communities as well. Our communities is being so oppressed to the point where the old gray hairs, which is the elderly people, is not being reverenced.
Not at all.
The women is not being respected. Like, it's so much bull crap going on with our people. Verse 11, it say, and this key right here, let our strength be the law of justice. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. And that's what's going on in a lot of these situations. The law is the strength, regardless if you right or wrong. If you get in their hands, you automatically wrong. They say innocent to proven guilty, but technically you guilty to proven innocent. That's why you're locked up. And you got to find out, because if you're innocent to proven guilty, you wouldn't have been locked up. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So, like I say, we just need to learn how to come together as a nation of people and govern ourselves. We don't need nobody else coming up in their thing trying to tell us how to operate, how to move. Because, like I said, they cannot relate to us. They wasn't out here in a struggle with us, so they don't understand it. I'm not saying that we always making good moves. We not. But at the end of the day, like I said, the whole purpose is to govern ourselves. And that's all I got on that for now. I got an article, but that can come out later.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Because at the beginning of that whole chapter you just read, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, it say, for the ungodly said, reasoning within themselves. They're not reasoning with God or the Most High. It said, but not all right. Our life is short and tedious. So they understand this system. You know, I mean, people come and go, police come and go, judges come and go, but the system is the problem, man. You know what I'm saying? Our system was supposed to be this Bible, these Hebrew records, what was established with Moses and the Most High on top of the mountain that day. That was supposed to be our system. Anything outside of that, you're going to have dysfunction. And that's what we see today.
It initially started with that, man, with the Constitution. You feel me? Like, when you look at the Constitution, you see that it was built off of biblical principles. But the law, the legal system, and the Constitution is two different things. You feel me? Like, constitutional rights and this law, legal system, they don't add up together, man. A lot of stuff that they do in this legal system is actually unlawful according to the Constitution. But they've crypted that thing so deep, man. And they change it so much, it's hard to even get to it, to the root of it, man. All these different codes and stuff they got going on. It's crazy, bro.
That's interesting, because I was just thinking too, like, it's a spiritual Sodom and Egypt, you know, about Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, we read the book of Jasher, man, you learn about their system at that time. Man, they had some real crazy laws back in there at that time. I think a brother was traveling through the city, and they had like beds on the streets to just basically do whatever they wanted to with people coming through there. And they had a brother that was interpreting one of his dreams or something like that. And he ended up charging him for him telling him something that they never had an agreement on. But the laws was getting crazy. That's why I see America is, because, bro, you can literally feed a homeless man and you can go to jail in certain places. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
That's true. Because they'll say that homeless person could sue them if they get sick. But what homeless person is thinking about suing? They hungry.
Somebody can break in your crib, bro. Somebody break in your crib and slip on something, man. They can sue you, man.
Yeah, that's true. That happened to not the slip thing, but I forgot who it was. But this was back in the days. I think it was a sister we knew or something like that. But anyway, she had a dog in her house, and somebody broke in her house, and the dog got to him. Man, this man sued that sister, and he won.
Nah.
No lie, it's true story. True story.
Boy, I tell you, the system, man, legal system, boy.
But that's
they
that unrighteous
can do
decree.
whatever they want to do. Literally, bro.
Yeah.
Can you imagine breaking in somebody's house and you go tell the judge, oh, this brother Tyles wasn't up to date. He didn't change the flow out like a foolish nation, man.
Oh, man,
I came up in here, my man's got outdated cabinets, man.
Man, I tripped on a level flow.
I even took my shoes before I came off and slid on the tile.
Man,
hurt myself.
Sir, were you aware that your floor was slippery, sir, when he broke into your house?
I just mopped.
Come on, man.
Hey, that's crazy.
Hey, brother, you owe this brother some money.
Man,
you owe him some money. He broke into your house and he slipped and fell. Pay the man.
Hey, that's real tough. But at the end of the day, that stuff backfire on them too sometimes. Like the Octez was just bringing out in Jasher with them laws or whatever. But what happened to that judge? Oh, you want to tell me to pay him? I tell you what, then I'm gonna bust your head. Now it's just a revolving cycle.
I remember that. Yeah, he tried
I bust
to.
his
Yeah,
head.
that's what happened.
You bust my head. I bust his head. Now we just all owe each other.
Hey,
Yeah, dude,
and to
what?
bring
Dude cracked his
understanding,
head.
yeah, he charged them because the blood got on him or something.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that was nuts, man.
And I got a question though, that, and this ain't for y'all. This ain't for nobody in the group for real. You know, that's in the Zoom right now. This is more so for the people who may be listening. And you know, these videos, you know, we putting out on YouTube, so they're gonna go out. So the thing is, we won't, you know, this is something that, you know, may cause people to think, because Mike or Brother Ibar, he just read a scripture in Wisdom of Solomon, and it's the 11th verse. And I think we gloss over a lot of these things when we read these scriptures. You know, we really don't, you know, go into certain details. Like, let me read it over, and I'm gonna ask a question after this to the people. It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. So the feeble is weak, right? So it's speaking of the people, right? It's speaking of the people that's found feeble is nothing worth. And now this is a question to our people. You know, we weak, and we're weak because we so scattered and divided when it comes to what understanding, what God do we all want to worship. Seriously, because you got brothers, you got all nations. And predominantly most of these other nations deal with one God. You know, we're the only people really that's scattered into all different religions. So my question to the people is this. Yeah, okay, we can govern ourselves, but what guidelines do we follow in governing ourselves? What God do we follow? Because and what rules do we follow? Because the thing is, yeah, we can come together and begin to try to govern ourselves, but we're going to bump heads because there's so many different thoughts and ideologies and imaginations and strongholds and all of these things that we deal with within our own. You know, so we'll pretty much be confused. We'll be like a dog chasing his tail, and we'll be begging for another nation to come in and put laws over us again. We'll be begging because we'll begin to oppress each other, right? Because now you got this brother who's a Buddhist and he doing yoga. Then you got another brother over here who's you know, into Islam. You got brothers over here in Christianity. You got brothers talking about the Hebrew Israelite. You got brothers with the unks on. You know what I'm saying? And we'll bump heads because the guidelines that we all live by are different. So that makes us weak. So now you can have another nation come in and say, hey, let our strength be the law of justice. Let's put a system over these people because they're feeble. So they ain't worth nothing anyway. They're not worth nothing to each other. So they're not worth nothing to me. Why should I care about being another nation? So my question is to the people. My question to the people is, what God do we follow? Because we will always be divided until we come into the understanding of, hey, all right, let's find us a God to put over each other or over ourselves as a whole. And if we can do that as a whole, then everything else will begin to fall in place from there, because now we have one moral thought, one moral compass to deal with. So that's to the people out there. I mean, and if any of y'all want to answer to that or say anything behind that too, you know, that's fine.
I just got a quick little script because you said something key too. Like you said, we could come together, but what God will we follow? If we ain't got one, if we can't come on one accord with that, like you said, we end up going back to them, looking for them to help us again. And I actually brought this scripture out, if I'm not mistaken, it was on the first podcast we did. This Lamentations 4:17. It say, as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. And that's what we do. We always looking for a nation that cannot save us. Their job isn't to save us. Their job is to oppress us. The Most High made them the belt. That's why we got to come back to the Most High so they could stop whooping us. Our Most High, not what we learned through all these theologies and ideologies and imaginations like the Abinai said. We got to come to the Most High God of these scripts, the great I am that I am, Ahaya Shah Ahaya. We got to come back to him. Till then, we're going to always look for this vain help.
Okay. So I got one real fast. Because I'm sure a lot of people in them comments, they would probably call what so-called Christians. You know, everybody Christian nowadays.
Everybody.
So I just want to read this, man. This is Matthew chapter 27, verse 11. This goes to our people too. It said, and Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, art thou the king of the Jews? And Jesus said unto him, thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Now at that feast, the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. And they had then a noble prisoner called Barabbas. So you had this guy, you know, he was known through the people to be a criminal, you know, to stir up trouble and drama. He was in prison already. So they had a custom that, you know, they would get him the opportunity to let somebody go. Verse 17, therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas or Jesus, which is called Christ? Now, this is the Son of God. I mean, he been committing miracles. He been helping people, all that. The only thing he really did at this point was call people out for what they did. I mean, they didn't want truth. So our people decided to pick Barabbas over the Son of God, Christ, who died for all our sins. Verse 18, for he knew that for envy they had delivered him. When he was set down on a judgment seat, his wife sent unto him. Okay, that's it, man. I just wanted to just bring that point out that, you know, we dealing with the same people. You know what I'm saying? The Most High will actually give us, I mean, this system, hold on, I got a little echo. This system sometimes will give us a chance to make a righteous, you know, decision. And we always pick, you know, basically a sinner over, you know what I'm saying, a just God. But yeah, that's all I got, man.
It's almost like how our people, man, to be like, hey, free my homie, and you know for a fact he just ran up in there and committed homicide. You feel me? But you want to free. You know, you got him on a shirt. You rapping him on Facebook. You know, get him up out of there. But he just killed 3 people. Why you want him out? You know, so it's what he did with Christ and my man's Barabbas. Man, it was Barabbas, man. The Christ, man, he a lame. You know, he out here trying to bring change, man. Give me my man that's been out here rapping the streets, man. He gonna take care of that folk. That's just stupid, bro. It's wild, man. So that script really that script tells it all, bro. That's a continual thing for our people. We still do that. We still take Barabbas over Christ, bro. We still would take him. You know, that's just going to show the perpetual, you know, contamination of the minds of our people, bro. But we got, man, like I said, continues to be optimistic about it. I know for a fact we're going to come up out of this, man. We going to get to a place. Because those who not, this is going to end up going 40 years in the wilderness, man. You know, they ain't going to make it to the spot. you know, but we gonna get there, man. It's just a huge filtering that's taking place right now. Praying that I pray that we all make it, you know, outside of this filtering process, man, that we be one of those that stand in that place where it ain't gonna be no more of this crazy. I look forward to the king, bro. I look forward to getting to that place. Ain't no more killing, ain't no more craziness going on. Real.
Okay, yeah. So we are gonna give our closing statements out. I'm gonna say one last thing, and everybody say, well, I'm gonna let y'all rock, and we in this thing because I know brothers got to get back to their family. But the whole point of this whole podcast was to bring light on this situation and get a brother an opportunity to defend himself because you had the public saying some untrue, bad things. But I just want to thank the brother for coming on here through all the controversy and everything, taking the time out your schedule, coming on here, man. And we gonna like, share, and subscribe this video. I'm gonna do it every day for what I'm saying, as long as I can, man. And I just ask for the people's support. If y'all can't donate, that's the least you can do is like, share, and subscribe. So I'm gonna let y'all brothers go ahead and rock before we close out.
Let's hey, let's get a brother Elijah. We're gonna give you the last word as well. All right. So that way you can, whatever endeavors that you have going forward, and whatever whatever things you got going on, you can put out there and let the people know what you got going on. But so I want this is my closing statement, and I want to just give two scriptures and then end it there. All right. The first scripture is Ecclesiastes 5:8. Ecclesiastes 5:8. So look, it says, if thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter. Right? So the Most High is telling us not to wander. You know what I'm saying? Through Solomon, he letting us know, like, look, when you see injustice and oppression, don't marvel. Don't wonder at it. Why? And I'm not, Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. That's why. It ain't no point of marveling, right? When we living in a wicked world. This whole system was set up and constructed by the wicked. So it's not a point of us to marvel and look at these things and say, wow, and then want to become a part of it because we understand that we can get a few, tokens, if we jump on in and become a part of the injustice and oppression, So, yeah, I just wanted to end it there. And I just, hey, shalom.
Yeah, I had an article, but I ain't gonna be able to read it because this dang on child right here, it won't be clear. But basically, I just want people, just to look at this whole situation righteously instead of taking one side. We got a brother that went through some traumatic stuff, him as well as his child, because of whatever happened that day. So I just, ask the people to judge righteously, as well as, if y'all got a kind heart, donate to us, GoFundMe, help a brother out. And that's all I got right there.
All right, I appreciate y'all, brothers, man. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Oh, no, my bad. I guess we want to give you the last word if you wanted to bring out anything or whatever you got coming up, or get the GoFundMe. Hold on, let me see if I can put it. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Oh, chop.
1 second. All right, y'all still there?
Yeah.
Okay, did you put it in the chat?
I'm about to do it right now.
Okay. Do you mind giving people your Facebook?
Oh yeah, man. Facebook is Eli Vibes. Find me on that Facebook, Instagram. I will post that link in the chat. I got it. It's not letting me pull it up right now. I guess because I'm in the video. But I'll post it in as soon as we get done with the show.
Yes, you go to his Facebook, Eli Vibes. Of course, you can go to Cortez Israel too. I know I shared it before, but I'll be sharing it again and sharing his videos. So
Sure.
Don't forget the Instagram, Zara Natal, ZARAHNATAL. Check all the fashions that I got for you, the Hebrews as well as people that's not Israelites. Hey, we do custom as well as already made stuff.
Right, doing this thing.
Hey, that's TikTok too. Hey, ain't too much of social media, but I use them for some righteous.
for sure.
That's all. That's all happening.
You had anything else, Eli?
No, man, I appreciate y'all brothers, man. Most definitely. It was a great time being on here with y'all, man. Appreciate anybody who will support, and reach out. Appreciate all the prayers and things of that nature that I have been getting. Recovery is doing a whole lot better, man. I'm in physical therapy right now, 3 days a week. I'm still off work. I'll probably still be off work till probably around March, till my left leg fully get all the strength back in it. Because I still have suspected peroneal nerve damage, but I'm hoping that it ain't nothing too bad, too deep. I go see the neurologist actually tomorrow, so they can see how deep that nerve damage went. I'm just hoping everything get back to normal when it comes to my leg, man. Be able to still be fully functional like I once was before this accident. I said I appreciate anybody that do support, man. Appreciate you brothers for having me on. Getting the word out. Also getting my side of the story and things of that nature, man. And man, I know everything gonna work out how it should.
All praise to the Most High, man. Let it be glorified through all things. Because even though this situation happened, I know you in the stew, man. So I know the album. It might encourage you to go do, make this album sound crazy.
Hey man, look, bro. That's what I'm doing nice here. It's the mic behind me right here, man. I've been having a little writer's block, man, because all this craziness been going on, been a little stressed. Then also just trying to find my way, find my ave again, man, seeing exactly which way I'm gonna go with it. But I know that all in all, man, I'm gonna get inspired by something, man. I actually got inspired just by having this podcast with y'all, man. So to actually put some lyrics up in my head, you feel me? So I'm gonna get up in that thing and mess around with that tonight. I got some stuff coming though, man. I got some stuff coming for real. I'm gonna be uploading.
For sure. Let's stay in the loop, man. Don't let this ain't gonna be the last time we talk. You invited on here anytime, man. We do it every Sunday. Unfortunately, we didn't do it last week. Brother just had his little king last week, but we gonna keep going pushing forward. Yeah, congrats to the brother. We gonna keep pushing forward, man. Every week, like I said, man. Let's lock in and encourage each other, and let brotherhood continue, brotherly love continue. Dominique, you can drop that music, and shalom to y'all brothers. All praise to the Most High.
Shalom.
Hey, shalom. We will be back on that court. We will.
But screw up like most do for half his life. But all in all, despite his faults, he wasn't a bad guy. From a place where being soft can get you dropped on sight, but playing a role will get you killed for being brown, Mike. Determined to let his past be his past, like I'll make amends and begin to seek a new path, right? Humble to the core, that's when he found Christ. The Bible became a source for all sound advice. And either gain them or you lose them, and it cuts all the confusion. But what is and it could be somebody don't like you. Cause he or she said something about you that led to gossip being spread, now they despise you. Hey, yo, it started with a feeling just enough to get them reeling off emotion unprovoked. Maybe that stress just hit the ceiling. Sometimes when being strong for everyone can go wrong. When it's bottled for so long, you can't let go, you just hold on. And now words are exchanged. Things that I said aloud, I can't be taken back, and then it causes so much pain. People who don't know you and those who know you by name, all turn against you is an issue, then it's blame. The whispering continues through our households and spreads. Now someone has a problem with something that was said. A confrontation ensues off of false allegations. Accusations are true, it's too late in this situation. Now no one wants to move or help on this death that he's facing. A life taken, all stem from hatred that could have been avoided if in love it was sorted. Take a breath and think it through because our actions are important. Somebody don't like you, and so said they want to fight you. Cause he or she said something about you that led to gossip being spread, now they despise you. Somebody don't like you, now so said they want to fight you. Cause he or she said something about you that led to gossip being spread, now they despise you.